Well, we need to talk about Social Security once again because a lawmaker has come out and publicly stated that he is planning a massive change to Social Security. Well, this change could be good news, but it might not happen quick enough. Today, we're going to address which senator this was, why this is such a big deal, and what this could mean moving forward. So, if you are currently collecting Social Security benefits or plan to within the next 75 years, well, this is a video that you need to watch. So I'll break everything down in just a moment, but first, all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. Okay, so who was the senator? Well, the senator was Republican senator out of Louisiana, Bill Cassidy, and he went on Squawk Box on Friday and he talked about what his proposal is. This is not a new proposal, just to let you know. This is something that lawmakers have discussed multiple times in the past, but it's been shot down every single time. So essentially what Senator Bill Cassidy wants to do, which is actually a good plan, except there's a flaw here, and I'll address that in a moment. But the plan is to pretty much get $1.5 trillion from the federal government and take that and put it into things like the stock market and invest in the U.S. economy. Now, here's the issue. This is not going to happen overnight. First off, you have to secure the funding in order to put that money into the stock market. So, excuse me, coming down with a little bit of a cold. But here's the issue. The problem is that we need $1.5 trillion. Well, according to multiple lawmakers, we can get the $1.5 trillion, but it's likely going to come through tariffs. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, so essentially you're going to tax the American people to pay for this? Yes and no. A tariff is technically supposed to be paid by the other country, but it's paid by the people here in the United States in order to buy said goods from other countries. So yes and no. But here's the reason why this gets shot down every single time. Number one is because we need $1.5 trillion now. Number two, the $1.5 trillion is not going to turn into anything substantial within the next 2 to 3 years. Okay? It's not going to be huge growth. And so what Senator Bill Cassidy is proposing is to take that $1.5 trillion, put it into an escrow account, and investing into the U.S. economy. And we wouldn't touch that for 65 to 75 years. Do you see why that's a problem? It's going to be a huge account in 75 years. It's going to easily supplement what we are losing right now, because currently we are losing money on U.S. treasuries. That is how the Social Security Trust Fund is set up. They invest into treasuries. Treasuries are a very low yielding return. And so even if we put billions of dollars in there like we do, it just doesn't return enough to ensure that Social Security remains solvent after 2034. So where does that take us from here? Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of people discussing Social Security, how we can fix this pretty much dying program. It's still going to be around, but it's not going to pay at 100%. Social Security, if it becomes insolvent, which it likely will for a set amount of time, not forever, but it likely will for a short time. Well, we are likely to see a 21 to 22% decrease instantly. That's going to cripple the U.S. economy. That's going to hurt millions and millions of people. Families will not be able to afford a home, can't afford medication, a car payment, food, any basic luxury, couldn't afford it, Right now, millions of people are living paycheck to paycheck. The majority, I think 75% or roughly 75% of Social Security recipients rely on their monthly benefit just to get them by. Not to have a lavish lifestyle, just to get them by. And it's just not enough. So, what does this mean? Well, what Senator Bill Cassidy is proposing is a good plan, okay? But what he's proposing is to have a separate fund of $1.5 trillion. Not to take Social Security's tax revenue, and dump it all into the U.S. economy. Because right now, we could see it go down. We could put in $1 trillion or 1.5 trillion. It could go down. It could be negative, which would be devastating. But that's why he's proposing pretty much a 65 to 75 year block where we don't touch it. It just grows. And that's an incredible idea. Historically, that's going to be a massive account. But in the short term, it does absolutely nothing for us. And so what lawmakers have questioned before is, how could this work? Well, here's the issue. Could we take $1.5 trillion and put that money into something else? That's the question. Could we put it into border security, which President Trump wants? Could we put it into potentially lowering taxes for millions of Americans so they can afford to live today and not just worry about in 65 to 75 years when many people probably watching this video aren't even going to be around? And so again, I bring this up because the big question that everyone's asking is, what is going to be the priority? For President Trump, it was border security. It was extending the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. That was the priority. It wasn't to raise taxes back to what they were in 2016 and then take some of that tax money and put that into Social Security. That wasn't his priority. He wants to ensure that only people that are here in the United States legally are receiving benefits like Social Security, Medicaid, food stamps, right? Things like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the next, not just several months brings, but what the next 3 years brings. Because keep in mind, the Trump administration has different goals than what the Biden administration did. The first Trump administration had different goals than what the Obama administration did. And again, this is going to continue moving forward. So it will be interesting to see what happens, but all I can tell you right now is there are plans that lawmakers want to put into place. But again, does it have the support of the president? Does it have the support of the majority of the members of the House? And does it have enough votes in the Senate to even pass? If it doesn't, we are not going to see the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, come out and put it on the floor. He's not going to do that just to see it get voted down. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but that's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.